Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about why Magic the Gathering cards should absolutely be used in your Dungeons and Dragons game today, and why you should start using these in your Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition game today if you're a Dungeon Master. So the biggest reason why is they are incredibly cheap, and their value is much, much higher than their actual cost, okay? So I know this because I've started it, right? So I am running, so in my current Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign, when I am dungeon mastering, I am running in Strixhaven. So the way I did this was I had the player characters, I portaled them to Strixhaven when they agreed to be portaled to Strixhaven. I had a quest giver, Killian Liu, who is one of the students in Strixhaven, and there is a card for Killian Liu, right? And so basically, I had Killian Liu come to Faerun and say, listen, if you come to, here's 100 gold pieces right now for this conversation, and and I'm going to hire you at 100 gold pieces per day per character, right? And I need you to come to Arcavios, and I need you to go into Strixhaven, the School of Mages, the college, right? College, the collection of colleges, the university, Strixhaven. And I want you to find a single page in a single book in the Biblioplex. That's your quest, right? So the players were like, bet, I'm in, and so they got portaled over to Arcavios, and so I'm running them in Strixhaven. So in order to get ready for this game, what I did was I just got a single set of common and uncommons from Strixhaven. That gave me one card for every single one of the Strixhaven campuses. It gave me one card to represent one of the major NPCs, the students, right? Like Killian Liu and Quaimon and Deanna Soulsteeper and Quintorius, right? It gave me every single major key student, right? It then gave me creatures that were near each one of the near each one of the campuses, right? So Lorehold and Prismari and Silverquill, Quandrix, right? All of them, right? And it's really Swolequip, right? So there's Silverquill, Witherbloom, Quandrix, there's just all the schools, right? So when I was preparing, I was able to just build this deck, right? And not only did this deck have a card for each one of for a NPC for every single house, but in addition to that, it gave me creatures for each one of those on their own individual card, right? And then in addition to that, it gave me events, right? So there are actually cards that serve as I was just astounded with how powerful this was, right? Like how easy it was and how tactile, right? Because normally I just have my notebook and I'm writing notes, right? But here it really just let me, explore all the options that could exist within this world, right? And it was incredibly tactile. And I sleeved each of the cards in an Ultra Pro clear sleeve. And then when I was done, I had this deck, and as I was dungeon mastering, I just shuffled through the deck. I just rifled through the deck, right? Got the campus card I needed, or got the artifact card I needed, or the event card I needed. By the way, the event cards are instants and sorceries. The equipment cards are artifact cards. And then, the NPCs are creature cards. Now, that is one thing where Magic falls down a little bit, is it doesn't actually delineate between a creature like what's a good example of a creature? Like a Displacer Beast and a non-player character. Like, they're all considered creatures in Magic, right? But, there's enough things on the card to point you in the right direction. You can keep moving, right? So it's really just incredibly powerful. Now, this is now, the Jewish people. I'm a huge fan of the Jewish people. I'm a big supporter of Israel, and I follow Jewish culture in a special way. I try to learn from Jewish culture, and I really revere their culture. I'm not Jewish, but I just really feel that that Jewish people are particularly wise, in my opinion. I know not everybody feels the same way, but they have a saying. They say, do and you will understand. And I think this is just so true. So once I did this, one thing I realized is these cards can help me prepare for the game, right? But then the astounding thing is not only can they help me prepare for the game, but once I'm prepared, once I have done my preparation, the really incredible thing is I will hand these to the players. And so I will just hand these items out to the players. And this is a really, really big, very significant, change is when I say Killian Liu comes up and talks to you, I can then hand that card to the players, right? And they don't have to worry, and they're like, oh, what was that guy's name? They know, right? It's right there, right? And, and then also when they are done with an event, right? Like, first day of class is a card, right? And I hand that to them and I say, you've completed first days of class at Strixhaven, right? And they have that card. And then at the end of the game, I'm saying, hey, can you give me your cards? And then I give out extra XP for anything connected to the cards, right? And it's a very tactile, tangible log of what happened in the game, right? It doesn't cover everything, but it covers a lot. And and the art on these cards are absolutely amazing because Magic just has so much money to pay these incredible artists, and they can build this outrageously detailed, incredible, visual scape for your game, right? And so, the uncommon and common set, a single one, which you can get for less than $20 if you buy it. And if you know any Magic players who collect, they will give you this stuff for free, right? Because it's literally trash to them. They call it bulk, right? Like it's incredible, right? So you can get this stuff at a steal, and it's just a visual guide to your Dungeons & Dragons game that we've never had before, or that we've paid top dollar for, right? There's lots of, I know some of you have bought, spells on cards, right? But those are really at a premium, and they're very expensive. You can get these for a steal, and as we go forward, these will be available for additional sets for Dungeons & Dragons. Now, there's currently 2 sets available for Dungeons & Dragons. There's Strixhaven, and there's Adventures in Forgotten Realms. And Adventures in Forgotten Realms is so basic that it can be used in every single Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign you're running, right? There are cards from that set that will absolutely be invaluable to you, right? That you'll be able to use to help plan your game. And the event thing is very real. Like, just as simple as you come across a river, right? You have this simple deck where you can just pull out ideas very, very quickly, right? And then you can hand what the players accomplished to them as literally a small, tangible trophy. This is a powerful, powerful, new, cheap way to make your Dungeons & Dragons game better. And it's not like anything out there. You're like, oh, well, I already have some Kickstarter cards that were made for this. It's not the same, right? Because those Kickstarter cards, they are very expensive because they are purpose-made, right? The strange thing here is this Magic the Gathering stuff has another purpose, and there are people who are buying literally cases and cases and cases of these, of these cards, and the stuff we need to make our games better and more powerful is literally their trash. This is different than a Kickstarter, right? And this is going to be widely available to any DM who wants it or needs it, or even just has the fortitude to ask, right? Like, it's just, you can just go to your local hobby shop and say, hey, I'm a DM, I'm trying to, can you help me get these? They do not care about these cards. People at different tables, now, will definitely help you, in my opinion, right? And and you want to do it respectfully, and and also I would just buy a set of dice at the shop so that you're giving them money, but make sure you're fair to everybody involved in the transaction and do it in a non-creepy way. But I'm just really fascinated that this super valuable thing to us as dungeon masters is literally trash to somebody else. You want to talk about recycling? You want to save the save the planet? Stop eating hummus and start using these cards, right? So that's, or at least add it, right? So this is really, really special. It's really, really transformative. It's wonderful, and I'm so excited about it that one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and mine the old sets for stuff that clearly could be used in a Dungeons & Dragons game that really will make the game better. This is a new, massive, tangible, tactile addition to our game, and unlike anything created on Kickstarter, the value on the things we need is very, very low. And there's an actual mechanism to make these cards that we need cheap or free. This is really like nothing that has ever happened to Dungeons & Dragons. And frankly, I have to say, I'm incredibly thankful to Wizards of the Coast for going down this road and doing the work to make Dungeons & Dragons better, to make Magic the Gathering better, and Dungeons & Dragons better at the same time, and to offer this just really wonderfully, delightfully new addition to Dungeons & Dragons that is tangible and real, and making it at a ridiculously low cost. I think that's the part that I think a lot of the stuff that I talk about, I think people are like, I don't get what you're saying, because I know my whole channel is talking about non-intuitive things, and so I just really think this is important and really helpful. All that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.